Hey everyone, welcome back to Open. Our last guest has been bringing La Paz to the community since rocking it with the emblematic Grupo Colaya in the 80s, that is. And now he's instilling the feelings of art through his ancestral rhythms with Bolivian influences and voices. And he's going to share more. He's going to educate us in the process. Please welcome singer, songwriter, and musician Marcos Tabera. Hello and welcome.
Hello, Rhina. Thank you for having me. Nice to see you. And I would say the first thing this morning, thanks to BronxNet to having me again. I was there 2 years ago before the pandemic, 3 years ago, and I'm so glad to be here again.
Well, we're happy you're here. We're happy you're still making music, and most importantly, we're happy to be part of your evolution because it seems like you keep evolving, right? So I opened up introducing your contributions to the El Grupo Colaya, right, which is your origins. However, what we're going to be presenting later after our discussion is really a huge fusion of I would say, mixed cultures within instruments and sound.
Yes, yes. You said the thing right. I started with Konlaya in the decade of the 80s, at the beginning of the 80s. And I consider Konlaya my school in music terms. And after that, I just continue my route, my way with that influence, with huge influence and about with my music. My ancestors give us a beautiful culture, and I'm proud of it. And then I mix it up a little bit with also, and when I was young, I started listening music from the world music, which is a lot of rock, a lot of blues, and a little bit of jazz.
And so that's a wonderful lead into the fact that your origins are from Bolivia. Um, and so, yes, you stated the root of your sound is folklore. However, in what I've experienced through your sound is like rock is always in there. It's like there's that rock component. So it almost even serves as a signature that you have because it's a soft rock, but your sound is really, really unique. So I'm really looking forward to sharing it with our viewers. But I'm just curious to know, like, how you were able to get from folklore to rock, jazz, and now incorporate this um, Arabic sound, which is what we are going to experience later.
Well, I always believe in the world. I always believe in the human don't have to put limits or frontiers in their souls, and this is coming from the soul actually. And you see, being a New Yorker for like 32 years till now, it gives me also that open mind to receive and give. Receive a lot of sounds from Middle East, from countries that I don't even know the locations are. And this is the beauty of the being here and the magic of the music. You don't need to be actually with with one of the songs that I had, the Blues del Charango. I don't even have to be a New Orleans musician to see the beauty of the blues and get that influence and going deep in the history, which also merged with my history in terms of a lot of things happened in the past. They are the same.
And so, just out of curiosity, as a musician who is now creating this global sound collectively, right? Do you feel that the instruments have their own language that identifies a person's race? I'm just curious.
Not necessarily, but yes, it is. For example, in that song that we present today, Jazmines al Sol, you can listen the oud. The oud is an instrument, it's a string instrument, one of the first string instruments, I would say the first one in the world. And when you hear an oud, you fly into the past, you fly into the big, big, big culture. And you cannot deny that it's coming from the Middle East. And same thing happened now, I think, and that's what we're trying to show with the charango. When you listen to charango, immediately your mind is going to go to Bolivia. It's going to go to the Andes. It's going to go to South America. But it doesn't mean that you cannot uh, play with the charango, Anglo-Saharan music, or African music, which is also part of the world. See, remember, we're human beings. The world is only one world.
I love that. I love that. I say it too. I live by it too. I'm a global citizen, and I believe we are one race, and that is the human race. So, thank you for just stamping it with your sounds and sharing it with us and our viewers. And so, I do want to talk a little bit about this other title that I'm struggling with pronouncing. Pachpaku. Is it?
Pakpaku,
Bach.
pakpaku.
Oh, so the J is silent, or is that a J?
Yes,
Yes.
pakpaku. Yeah, it's a word coming from my culture, Aymara, and also Quechua, a word, which is showing the person. I don't know if you see these guys. They sell you water with color and saying that water is gonna give you a secure for your sickness or is gonna make you grow your hair, and they sell it on the street. It represents somebody who sell dreams. They lie in you, and that term pakpaku also is going into what happened in this in the world, actually, in the society. When you see politicians selling you happiness, you know you're talking about pakpaku.
With that said, a lot of your songs have titles of poetry. And I understand that you work with someone who is in Bolivia. Can we just talk about him really quickly before we go? Because you still keep yourself rooted over there through this individual, and I understand you have headquarters over there of some sort. So explain that to us.
Yeah, I work with a lot of musicians, and the leader of that one, those musicians, is my friend Oscar Garcia, who's doing the arrangements of the song, who's directing musically, and he's in La Paz, Bolivia. He has his own studio, Pro Audio Studio, who's also my label, and we work thanks to the technology. Now we can work from here to there. So he sent me some files, I'll exchange it, and that's the way how we start working. And this is a work. It's my song. I sing the song, but also it's a group. It's a work from a group of musicians from Bolivia. In this case, from Bolivia, from Argentina, from musicians from Middle East also.
Beautiful. So before we go, do you want to set us up for what we're about to experience in Jazmines al Sol?
Yes, that song is it's a song who's gonna make you think the importance of the respect of life when the woman has to be respected and all the way. And basically, it's a call to the states, to the different states in the world who systematic they abuse a woman's. So now Jasmines al Sol is like I'm saying, it's a song dedicated to the women and their fight for fair and justice.
Wow, coming from a man, it's a beautiful thing. I love the description of it. It sings of the woman who gives light to the world, and that is what we are doing today. And thank you for being a contribution to that fight for us, Marcos Tabera.
Thank you so much. Again, thanks a lot to the BronxNet TV. Thank you, Rhina. Appreciate you. And the best wishes for everybody who works there.
Thank you so much. Once again, you guys don't go anywhere because when we return, Marcos Tabera is going to perform Jazmín al Sol when we return, and you don't want to miss it. It's definitely an experience.